Hello everyone, thanks for joining me, and if this is your first time here, just want to tell you what my channel is about. You're going to hear a lot about home financing, finding mortgages, creative ways to buy a house, how to save money at home, even a couple of money-saving travel tips that I can share, just all kinds of things. There's definitely going to be something here for you, either already published or in future videos I have planned. So I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button and watching more from me as time goes by. So I'm going to share some insights here as to how to get a mortgage, how to buy a house, or get a mortgage after a bankruptcy. And I get these questions constantly. Probably have probably at least 10 individuals every day who have a recent bankruptcy that are trying to either purchase a new home or refinance the home that they're in. So I want to take you through what you're gonna hear me talk about are all of the different types of mortgages, how long you have to wait, and also some examples or mortgages where you don't have to wait very long to either refinance or purchase your house. So the first thing is to understand the difference between a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And it's really pretty simple. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is essentially a liquidation of your assets, and even still with that, oftentimes you can still retain your home. In Chapter 13, it's essentially a reorganization of the debt and you make payments against it. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. On the surface, there are many more differences that we could dive into another time. But right now we're going to focus on how you can purchase a home after you've had a bankruptcy. So the first thing is the most common mortgage that people apply for is a conventional loan. And for a conventional loan, if you've got a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you're going to have to wait 4 years before you can get a new mortgage. Okay, and if you have a Chapter 13, you can wait 2 years. All right, so there's the difference between the two. And also, even after waiting 2 years, you're going to have to show that you've improved your credit, you're making payments on time against your payment plan for the bankruptcy, and you're going to have to get the trustee involved as well. So that's for conventional loans. For many people, after a bankruptcy, you're not going to have a lot of money set aside for a down payment. So as a result, an FHA loan is something that many people will try to use to finance their new home. The problem is that with an FHA loan, those guidelines will require a minimum of 2 years to pass after a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Plus, you'll need approval from the trustee and the lender. A Chapter 13 can be reduced to 1 year, but again, you have to be showing, just like in the other scenario with conventional, you have to be showing that you've been making payments and that your credit is improved. And it's essentially, you're basically getting an exception as long as you meet some of those other conditions. It's not always easy to get. So what I tell people is it's a long shot, even with a Chapter 13, to be able to get the mortgage before your 2 years has expired. So hopefully that's clear. And for VA loans for veterans and active military, the wait time is essentially the same as FHA. So now, how do you prepare for a mortgage after a bankruptcy? Well, the first thing is you have to start making on-time payments. You have to improve your credit. You have to change whatever it was that led you to bankruptcy to begin with. And I know a lot of people like to say, well, I've had an unfortunate situation in my life, or this happened to me, it's not my fault. And you know what, there are some situations where some people find themselves into a situation that was beyond their control. Maybe they had a medical thing happen and they lost their job because they were in the hospital and couldn't make the payments. Those things happen. But what I also find is that a lot of individuals end up in bankruptcy because they're just not good with money, and they're not good with managing their credit, and they overextend themselves. They have no safety net at home. They don't have any reserves, and one little bump in the road Now next thing you know, you're not able to make your payments. So that's what I see typically. Okay, so what you need to do if you want to reapply is you have to show that you're back on the right track. Now that's going to be the case for, regardless as to whether it's a conventional FHA or VA loan. Now, I told you before the video started that there are ways to get a new mortgage without having to wait. In fact, there are a few lenders that I work with that will refinance your property or will allow you to get a new mortgage on a purchase just one day out of bankruptcy. If it was discharged yesterday, you could apply today. However, you still need to have improved credit scores. Don't expect to be getting this mortgage with a 550 credit score, and you need to show that you've been making on-time payments. Okay, especially if you've had the bankruptcy, time has lapsed, and now you still have a mortgage on your existing home. You need to show that you've been making on-time mortgage payments. And then the other thing is that your down payment is going to be likely at least 20%. As I record this video, this is what the situation is today. By the time you're watching this, you might be watching 6 months or a year, 2, 3 years down the road, and maybe the down payment requirements are less or are more. Maybe the credit requirements have changed. There's really no way to update this video once I record it. So I would request that you check in with me either in the comments below or follow the link to the website where you can check in on what it takes to qualify with a recent bankruptcy. So again, this can be done. You definitely are going to pay a little bit more in interest rate also. So in addition to the 20% down payment, now this is really essentially a subprime loan, and you can expect to pay a couple percentage points higher than a conventional loan if you had good credit. That's part of reality and part of life because you filed for bankruptcy. So but it does get you into the home you're trying to purchase, or it does get you the refinance you need to make. So again, there are options for you, and if you have any questions that you like to have answered, just place them in the comments below. I'll get to them pretty quickly, and then you can contact me directly through the website or even have under the link in the profile. You can get in touch with me there. So once again, thanks for watching. I hope you found this to be helpful, and please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon.